With a 10-point lead in the scoring race, a second Art Ross trophy seems to be a formality for Evgeny Malkin, but he's trying to score 50 goals for the first time in his career. He needs 2 in his last 2 games, and he'll continue that mission against the New York Rangers tonight. Hello again, everybody. Along with Bob Airy, I'm Paul Steigerwald. It is an important game in the standings for the Penguins. They can't catch the Rangers, but they want to secure a home ice advantage.
Well, they do, and you don't know how far along that home ice might last for you. So points will help. The win tonight will achieve that home ice for the Penguins. Still, their opponent unknown. The Devils can still catch the Philadelphia Flyers if they win their 2 remaining games, and the Flyers lose their 2 remaining games in regulation. We'll see how it all pans out. And let's go down with Dan Potas with his special guest.
Sydney, with the victory tonight, you guys will lock up the 4th seed in the Eastern Conference. Is the feeling in the room that let's get that 4th seed, get it out of the way, not even think about it anymore?
Yeah, that'd be nice. We know we're playing a good team here, but we want to make sure that we take advantage of the opportunity, and tonight's a good time to do that.
A lot of your teammates in the room this morning said that they would like to use the last 2 games to kind of sharpen their skills, sharpen things up as a whole. Can you do that in the final 2 games?
Yeah, I think so, and we're going to be pushed to do that here with the 2 teams we're playing. So the last few games we've made a good effort to do that, but we want to make sure that we're as good as we can be heading into the playoffs.
Sydney, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
Guys?
Thank you, Dan. Thank you, Sid. A lot of Penguins have had career years offensively. James Neal scored his 40th goal of the season for the first time in his career the other night. He won't be in the lineup tonight, but Evgeny Malkin will be, Bob, and he's looking for 50 for the first time.
Wow, he's 2 away from that mark. If he would to achieve it here tonight, Stag, he'd become the 9th player in Penguins franchise. 50 goals. Can you believe that? That would be a remarkable achievement for a guy that looks like he's going to win the scoring title. He may not play the last game unless they need a victory against Philadelphia. And Matt Cook, I've talked to Matt Cook. What a turnaround season. The Masterton candidate for the Pittsburgh Penguins has had a tremendous year. He's had 5 2-goal games, 3 of those alongside Sidney Crosby. And for Matt Cook tonight, boy, a lot of the naysayers, what are they going to say after Matt Cook puts 20 goals on the board?
The Penguins have talked a lot about getting their game on track for the Stanley Cup playoffs. And one guy who really needs to do that, I think, right now is Marc-Andre Fleury.
Well, for Marc-Andre Fleury, he's lost his last 3. He wants to go in with a good feeling into those playoffs. Marc-Andre Fleury is 2 away from the season record of 43 set by Tom Barrasso, but only 1 away from the career mark that Barrasso has set. Marc-Andre Fleury certainly would like a victory against the New York Rangers here tonight.
Well, the Pittsburgh Penguins have been the highest scoring team in the National Hockey League this year. A lot of guys, as we said, have had career years in the absence of Sidney Crosby. And, of course, the big guy, while Crosby was out, was Evgeny Malkin. We'll have more on Gino and tonight's game between the Pens and Rangers coming up.
You gotta live mas.
1 minute to go on the penalty. Chance again for Neal. Shot. Stopped by Malkin. Got his own rebound. Crosby to Malkin. Tees it up. Score! Malkin to the goal. Score! Here's Malkin with it. He fires. Scores! He averaged 1.44 points per game to this point. 105 points on the year. 48 goals. 57 assists for Evgeny Malkin, and he'll try to continue his assault on the NHL scoring race tonight against the New York Rangers.
Get on your feet and make it loud, because here we go. Please welcome your Pittsburgh Penguins. starting lineup for your Pittsburgh Penguins, presented by Exmark. In goal, number 29.
Let's take a look at Dan Bilesma's Toyota lineup for the Pens against the Rangers.
Well, there's some changes tonight in the lineup, and you see right up top, James Neal not in the lineup tonight. There's Richard Park on the right side with Evgeny Malkin, 48 goals, and Chris Kunitz on the left. There's a line with Eric Tangradi on the left side playing with Sidney Crosby and Pascal Dupuis. So a change there with Tangradi in the lineup. Sullivan's out. Jordan Stahl, Matt Cook with 19 goals, and Tyler Kennedy on the right side, the Penguins' third unit. And the fourth line for Pittsburgh, Joe Vitale was struck in the jaw with a puck. A couple of stitches. He's good to go with Aaron Asham and Craig Adams tonight. On the backside, you got Paul Martin and Chris Letang. Letang coming off a 3-point performance in Boston. Brooks Orpik, a tremendous, another great quiet year, a +17 with Zbigniew McCulloch. And Brian Strait has been called up with the injury to Niskanen, paired with Derek Englund.
The Penguins have made some strong statements by winning their last 3 games against the Eastern Conference champion New York Rangers. So far, the Pens have a league-leading 273 goals. The Rangers known for their defense.
Defenseman Ulf Samuelsson came to the Penguins in the March 4th, 1991 trade that also landed Ron Francis for the Pens. Known for his physical play, some would say dirty, Samuelsson was embraced by the fans of Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh appreciate defense, and that was the first time and probably the only time in my career I was a little bit of a star. You know, the people really do like defensive play here, especially if you play with a little bit of an edge.
It reminded me of a linebacker, you know, playing hockey. You know, because he'd play guys straight up, he'd get down low like this, and he'd just bang guys, you know, and just, nobody wanted to come down his side.
Samuelsson gave the Penguins some much-needed toughness and played a vital role in their 1991 and 92 Stanley Cup winning teams.
You'll see it centering off Tebow's stick, back to the left point, Ulf Samuelsson shoots and scores! The Penguins have tied it!
Penguins hockey on Root Sports is brought to you by the new 2012 Toyota Camry. It's ready. Are you? By McDonald's. I'm loving it. And by your Western PA Chevy dealers.
28 of the 38 teams in the National Hockey League are in action tonight, including the Penguins and Rangers. 5 playoff berths still up for grabs, 2 division titles, 1 conference title, and a President's Trophy hanging in the balance as Marc-Andre Fleury is our Kia starting goaltender against New York again.
41, 17, and 4. You put that in the board, wouldn't you, if you looked at the start of the season? I think he was looking for 40 wins. He got 41 so far. Martin Baron, not King. Henry Lundqvist is in the nets for the New York Rangers. There's his numbers, 13 and 16 his career against the Pittsburgh Penguins. Marty Baron, well-traveled.
The Penguins start their big third line, if you will. Jordan Stahl with Matt Cook and Tyler Kennedy. Brooks Orpik on defense along with Zbigniew McCulloch. And the New York Rangers start their top line. Marion Gaborik, Brad Richards, and Carl Hagelin up front. And the Rangers go to work in the Penguin zone. This is the top line of the Rangers with 17 points in the 5 games this year against Pittsburgh. And they are really hot lately. And here come the Penguins with an opportunity right away. Stahl, Cook, back for Stahl, and a good defensive play sliding to break it up. 2 Rangers went down into the end boards, though. It looked like both defensemen went sliding into the boards.
And one of those was Girardi, who logs 26 minutes a game, and he got up rather gingerly. Number 5 for the New York Rangers, Dan Girardi.
And that was a little scary for the Rangers as McDonough and Girardi both went crashing into the boards on that fresh ice. They just took off.
No resistance.
Now Kunitz tried to move it along in the neutral zone for Richard Park. Malkin, Kunitz, and Park, the trio for the Penguins right now. No James Neal. Richard Park replaces him. Letang shoots and scores! It might have been deflected in by Kunitz, but the Penguins get the first goal. And Letang wired that puck.
Really smart play by Richard Park to get it to the big boy. But when Chris Letang shot this puck, it appeared to change direction. The first shot of the game for Pittsburgh may have hit the leg of Chris Kunitz. The Penguins get good speed coming in. Park gives it to Malkin. Not a bad play. There's the shot. To me, it looks like it just grazed the shin pad of Kunitz on its way in behind Martin Baron. The Penguins are on the board first.
Well, 2 good rushes for the Penguins against a stingy defensive club of the New York Rangers. The Penguins with a 2-on-1 that was broken up at the last second by sliding Ryan McDonough. And then the Penguins rush into the zone. They find Letang wide open, and he shoots. And maybe Kunitz deflects it in. So the Penguins right away take a 1-0 lead against New York. The Rangers coming off a 5-3 win over the Philadelphia Flyers. They took all 6 games from the Flyers this year, which is interesting when you look at how the Penguins fared against them and how the Penguins fare against the Rangers. They played well against the Rangers. Derek Engelland works it to the corner. Now out in front, cleared away. Good to see Eric Tangradi getting a chance on a top line here tonight with Pascal Dupuis and Sidney Crosby. Tangradi usually plays about 6 or 7 minutes a game. Here's Boyle shooting on the save made by Fleury. But tonight, Bobby, this might get 15, 16 minutes of ice time. Be interesting to watch.
Yeah, it would be. It will be. And the Penguins up in this hockey game. Looks like it's going to go off the right skate. Look at the right toe of Kunitz. As the puck comes in, he lifts his left skate. He lifts the left skate. Look at that. Lifts the one skate. It goes off the right toe as he tries to redirect it with a stick. No stick involved. The right toe. That was beautiful there by Chris Kunitz. Give Letang another assist on the season. He's on fire with 3 in Boston the other night.
And that ties a career high for Chris Kunitz. The most he ever scored in 1 year was 25. And he ties that mark. He scored that with Anaheim. And that was back in the 06-07 season. Here comes Joe Vitale to the right wing and Adams. This shot off the blocker of Biron. Henrik Lundqvist out with an arm injury. Couldn't grip the stick after making a save with his right arm. Here's Rupp with it now. He has a man open. The shot by Del Zotto. Fleury floats across and makes it look easy to stop Michael Del Zotto streaming in down the left side.
Yeah, good
now
center.
Now offside call on the Penguins.
Yeah, and great center drive there by the Rangers. Mitchell went to the net. Number 34, the Rangers. Rupp pulls up, finds the defenseman Del Zotto. Del Zotto's putting up numbers, and he's a plus 21 on the season. A real resurgence. And let's take a look at our Rivers Casino tips to win here tonight. The Penguins looking to secure home ice. They have to do that. Great start in this hockey game. They need it against the Ranger team. Finish well, good habits, and stay healthy. Stay healthy. Will you? Stay healthy, Steggy. Keep your voice ready.
I heard some folks talking. I'm trying, Bob, and I heard some folks talking about Dan Girardi saying, "Don't dress him. He's such a valuable guy for the Rangers." And then to see him kind of hobbling off there after crashing into the end boards made me think of that. Here's Kennedy shooting. Stahl got a stick on it. Kennedy gets it back and backhands one and floated it over the goal. Orpik moves up for Tyler Kennedy. Cook goes to the front of the net. The pass intended for Orpik off his stick and back into the Penguin zone.
The Rangers have played such a good team game this year under Tortorella. And for them to win the President's Trophy would certainly be a feather in their cap. They have the ability to do that. And I'm sure that's why Girardi and company are still dressed.
Malkin try to flip it in front, ends up behind the net. The President's Trophy is theirs if they get 2 points and Vancouver loses to Calgary in regulation. And the last time they won a President's Trophy, they also won the Stanley Cup. That was back in 1994. And it's also the only time that they've won an Atlantic Division title. And at that time, I think it was the Patrick Division, if I'm not mistaken. The puck pushed to the net. Or it might have been the Atlantic. I'm not sure exactly what the division was called back in '94. I can't remember. It might have been Patrick still. Puck is pushed in. And now Malkin takes it. Cleared and then dumped right back in. So look in the NHL record book. That would answer that question in 2 seconds. There's a lead pass to Brian Boyle, and he'll push it ahead now to Ruslan Fedotenko around straight. His shot down low, save made, rebound, score. The Rangers, Brandon Dubinsky gets the goal, his 10th of the season. Boy, he made no mistake. He ripped that upstairs on Fleury to tie the game at 1.
Well, a guy like Mike Rupp, and the Penguins know this, a guy like Fedotenko, they use the pass off the pads, and this time it's Fedotenko, bad angle shot, but he's not shooting to score there. He's shooting to get the POP, that's the pass off the pads, goes right off the right pad of Marc-Andre Fleury. The Penguins have worked at it. Fedotenko was here, they worked at it. Rupp was here, they worked at it. And the Rangers are really good at bad angle shots. They do this as well as any team in the National Hockey League. Just throwing it at the feet of the goaltenders. That was a beautiful play. Really, it was. It was drawn up. You might not think it was a pass, but it was. It was all intentional right off that pad. And it was a great finish by Dubinsky. He elevated that puck, and it was in and out of the net very quickly.
Just to answer the question that I asked myself, Bob, the Rangers won the Atlantic Division title in '94.
I think that's what you said.
That is 112 points. And listen to this. They scored 299 goals. The Penguins lead the league right now with 274. And I'm looking down real quickly. The Detroit Red Wings scored 356 goals that year. 93-94. A different era.
Yeah, how'd they make out in the playoffs?
Now Chris Letang takes it. Were you on that club?
Shark Team. I was on the Shark Team.
That's right. You upset them.
I upset them. 1 against 8.
How could I forget?
You picked us.
I did pick you. That's right.
Yep. And everybody laughed at you.
They laughed at me, and I had the last laugh, Bob. And I had to say I was very excited for you. I wanted you to win that series. Great stuff.
Yep.
Here's Kennedy picking one off in the neutral zone. Works it inside the Ranger line. And sent right back out to center by Stralman. Carried into the offensive zone. Marian Gaborik trying to get to the goal. Orpik met him at the last second in front of the net and prevented him from getting a shot away. And now Kennedy takes a bump from Bickle. Puck gets by him up the wall and then pushed ahead by Matt Cook. Delzato under severe pressure from Cook, but he's able to pass the puck to Carl Hagelin. And now for Stu Bickle. He can't take the pass. Stalled at the puck. Moves it behind the net. Cook couldn't stop it. Racing over to play it on the right wing boards is Zbigniew McCulloch. Now to the corner for Tyler Kennedy. Penguins and Rangers tied at 1. 4 shots for New York, 2 for the Penguins.
Good forecheck there by the Penguins' third line of Stahl, Cook, and Kennedy. They got to every loose puck in the Rangers zone. The Rangers really pack it in, and they're playing like a 1-3-1. Kind of neutral zone trap in the last couple of occasions.
Heavy, sharp angle shot that time from Kunis. Now Letang try to get it to the net, and the Rangers get it. A quick transition for the New York Rangers here. Shot down low, and Fleury able to make the save on Derek Stepan, and he holds on to it, and we'll take a break.
There it is. Letang and Malkin assisting on the Kunitz marker.
Letang.
Congratulations to our first group of award winners.
1-1 the score. Tonight is Penguins Fan Appreciation Night on Root Sports, and here's your first chance to win. Text the keyword STICK. That's STICK to 412-412 to enter to win a Root Sports mini stick signed by Pens players Derek Engelland, Marc-Andre Fleury, and several others. Message and data rates may apply. The winner will be announced during the first intermission. Stay tuned for more chances to win on Fan Appreciation Night here on Root Sports. Shot up high off the shoulder of Fleury, and he looks for the puck, and the Penguins able to get there. Crosby pushed it ahead. Now Malkin up the right wing. Kunitz, Crosby going to the net. Here he is. Great save by Biron and Sidney Crosby. He got a good shot off too, but Biron squeezed it between the pads.
How do you like that configuration? 87 and 71 on the ice together. Started off with a defensive zone face-off, and then you saw Kunitz push up the ice very hard. Girardi's going to be out there, McDonough, every time Malkin is on the ice, and Biron's able to shut it down at the other end against Sidney Crosby, who's averaging 1.7 points per game this season.
Crosby on about a 139-point pace. Unbelievable. And if you look back over last year when he played 41 games, a total of 61. 41 last year, 20 this year. He's still averaging 1.64 during that sample of games. So it's not just something that's happening because he's played a few games this year. It's going all the way back to last year.
And he just got hammered by Girardi.
But he's okay, and the puck out to the right point and fed in behind the net by Engelland. Crosby against Dubinsky. Those two have had some battles over the years. Now Malkin crashes over there to get the puck. So Gino and Sid on the ice together. Here's Derek Engelland. His shot. He was looking for a redirect there from Kunitz, and it sailed wide of the goal. Straight down the wall for Kunitz. Sid's in front of the net. Malkin has to dive to get the puck to Derek Engelland and keep it away from Brandon Dubinsky.
Very interesting. Sid was in front of the net. Malkin was right at the blue line. The Penguins had like 3 defensemen, and there's another turnover.
Kunitz for Dupuis. To McCulloch a drive, and that hit a man in front. I think it hit Brad Richards, and now Marian Gaborik banks it ahead looking for Hagelin, but Dupuis always in good position. Got over to work that puck back down deep. And the Penguins keep possession of it in the offensive zone as a result. Stahl to the right point, and McCulloch a shot. Steered away by Biron. Taken there by Kennedy. Nice pass. Stahl a shot. Another save. Rebound. Score! Tyler Kennedy roars and scores.
Kennedy doesn't mind getting pucks to the net. And Martin Biron has stopped only 3 of 5 Penguin shots. There's one for Stahl. There's a rip. So 2 rebounds off goaltenders' pads have led directly to goals here. The key, Tyler Kennedy really elevated that puck. There wasn't a lot there. Biron was across, but the elevation of the puck over the blocker side.
There he is, the little tiger. The Penguins, Tyler Kennedy. He's been hot, Bob. He's played well. 5 goals in his last 13 games. 11 points in that stretch.
Well, he's finishing the way he finished last year for the Penguins. When you look at his numbers, he's now got 33 points on the season. He's a +10. This is a guy who didn't score for a while. So yeah, he's on fire at the right time again.
Another player who was concussed earlier in the year.
Yes, we thought it actually could have happened prior to, was it the first game of the season when he went in hard to, was it Vancouver game?
Yeah, he fell backwards actually, Bob, in the morning skate.
Morning skate, that's correct.
Suffered a kind of a whiplash. His head really struck the back of his head struck the ice. In any event, he missed games with a concussion. I think that affected him for a while, and then when Sidney Crosby came back, he was put on a line with Sid, and he's never looked back. He's played very well since that time.
Oh, that was a great finish. That was a goal scorer's finish right there. Kennedy on the off wing.
It's 11 from Stahl and McCulloch.
In fact, that stretch, Bob, coincides. The 13-game stretch coincides with Sidney Crosby's return. And he got hot right there in that game in New York. It's Sid's first game back on March 15th, and he just kept on going, whether he was playing with Sid or not. Now he's on a line reunited with his old mates, Jordan Stahl and Matt Cook. And believe me, that secondary scoring is going to come in mighty handy in the Stanley Cup playoffs. There's Anton Strahlman. Ahead now and off the stick of one of the Rangers. And a high stick on the play brings a whistle. And we'll take a look at our AG8 scratches for the game tonight.
James Neal, 40-goal scorer of the National Hockey League. Steve Sullivan, Dustin Jeffrey, Matt Niskanen, and Ben Lovejoy. Jeffrey hasn't seen action in a long time. Lovejoy will be back in 2.5 to 3 weeks. He's hoping, we're hoping. And you talked about that secondary scoring. Aaron Asham had a big goal in Boston the other night. 4th line against 4th line.
There's Zbynek McCulloch. Out on right wing to Adams. Touch pass to Joe Vitale, who was struck by a puck the other night. Great to see him in the lineup. Zdeno Chara's shot hit him up high. There's a hit on Adams. Bickle and Stahl and Adams collided. Now McCulloch can't hold it in. And I'll tell you, Mark Stahl was recently benched by John Tortorella in the 3rd period of the game against the Minnesota Wild. And then he had a conversation with his coach. And since that time, he's trying to elevate his game. And he touches up here in an icing call. So Mark Stahl playing more like his old self here. And the Rangers are going to need him to be him when they go to the Stanley Cup playoffs. Tortorella has done a great job managing his players this year.
Yeah, he just got hammered, by the way, by Craig Adams, did Stahl. And I'm looking at his numbers, 44 games, only 52 hits delivered by Mark Stahl this season. Last season, he played so physical. He was right on the edge there. He had over 140 hits in 77 games, but he was their go-to guy, a guy they were talking about as a Norris Trophy candidate last year. Mark Stahl just hasn't been able to get to that level, but Del Zotto and Girardi has certainly picked up the slack this year on the blue line for the Blue Shirts.
They say he's played much better since that conversation with John Tortorella. Back to looking like his old self again. We'll see if that's the case the rest of the night. And one of the referees just stumbled. There's a stick on the ice just inside the Ranger blue line. Did he trip on that stick, Bob?
I think he did. 2-1 Pittsburgh.
Familiar sight there. Those three celebrating.
A little bit easier.
2-1 Penguins here in the first, and we're just 9:09 away from Dan and Dan Uncut.
Let's go, Dan.
Okay.
Hello, 1, 2, 1, 2. Hi, Dan. Welcome.
Hey, how you doing?
Welcome to the conversation. Come on in.
I'm here.
Yeah, they got speed. Yeah, they do, dog. Thank you.
That's right, dog. We end every pregame show with the Dan and Dan Show, and tonight in our final regular season broadcast, it's Dan and Dan Uncut, guys, in the first intermission. Dog.
There you go. Stay tuned for that.
All fun and games down there for Dan and Dan. Not really. Especially in the postgame. Post-season, I should say, when the playoffs start. There's a centering pass. Malkin, and he couldn't take the pass. Going to the net with an empty net. Biron was on one side, and there was a lot of room on the other for Evgeny Malkin. He just couldn't get a hold of the puck.
No, you got 71 and 87 playing together. Crosby's trying to set up Malkin, who's looking for 50 goals. That means 10 Grady's minutes with Crosby. It won't be that 15, 16 minutes you talked about, Staggy.
Crosby stripped of the puck by Richards, who threw it across for Gaborik. Now Hagelin with that speed over to play it, but Tyler Kennedy had just come off the bench. He's able to slide it to the line. Look at Hagelin, man. He's a lot like Tyler Kennedy, actually. Not a big guy, but very fast and feisty.
Yeah, sixth amongst rookies in the National Hockey League scoring race.
There he goes again, but stepping up to keep him from the puck is Orpik. Rangers keep possession, though. The pass for Gaborik. It goes by him into the Penguin zone, and Gaborik turns to the bench. The Rangers send a fresh 5 on the ice, and Pollock will drive it around. Delzato brings it back around to the near side. Kennedy let it go through, and McCollum's got to go hunt the puck back into his own zone. Over to Brooks Orpik. Ahead for Stahl on the stretch pass, and he steers it into the Rangers zone. Cook thought about hitting Mark Stahl, but he wouldn't let him hit him. He made a nice play there to escape. Move the puck up the boards, and now Mitchell shoots it long on Fleury. He'll hold it. And a face-off coming up. Take a look at our barrel leaders
for the month of March. Evgeny Malkin was second star in the month of March in the National Hockey League. And there he is sitting atop with 23 points. And the Rangers, Richards and Gaborik right behind. Boys, Tyler Ennis had a month of March for the Buffalo Sabres who are trying to get in.
Matt Cook's in the box for hooking, so the Rangers will put their power play to work.
Boy, that's penalties in 7 of the last 8 games for Matt Cook. Uncharacteristic for sure this year.
Rangers on the power play, and the game tied at 1. Biron, who played his first NHL game in the city of Pittsburgh at the old Igloo. The Buffalo Sabres as a teenager. He was called up at an emergency basis from the Beauport Hartfangs, which means snow owl. And I remember it well, and he got blitzed by the Penguins at that time. But Biron's had a heck of a career. At the age of 34 now. Brooks Orpik over to the puck. And didn't get it out. He shot it out of play.
Take a look at the penalty for Matt Cook. Hooking. He and Stahl going after the puck here. And right there. There it is. The little hook on the hands. The Rangers on the power play. Trying to win a President's Trophy.
Nobody really remembers that you won the President's Trophy. Unless they look up at the ceiling and see the banner. And those teams that do that, really, that's not what you're playing for.
And the reason they have a shot at it this year is they're third in team defense. They've really insulated their goalies well. And for the Penguins to put 2 on the board, that's pretty darn good. Lundqvist's goals against is under 2. Biron's just over 2.
And that trophy was named. The top guy in the league was called the president. Now he's called the commissioner. Now the puck cleared by Dupuis, the length of the ice. No score in the Buffalo-Philly game. The Buffalo Sabres can finish 8th or 9th. And of course they're trying to beat out the Washington Capitals. The puck cleared by Richard Park. But even the Florida Panthers could drop out of the race. They're at Washington tonight. They could finish 3rd, 8th, or 9th. The Capitals could finish 3rd, 7th, 8th, or 9th. There's only 2 games left. Talk about drama at the end of the year. Penalty over. Cook on the ice. Mark Stahl snaps it ahead off of Fedotenko. And the Penguins go the other way. Malkin and Crosby out there together again. Now to Kunitz. Shoots it off the side of the cage. Kunitz looks for the puck now with Ranger jerseys all around. And the Penguins keep it. And it's Engelland's shot. And steered smartly away by Biron to the corner. Good shoulder-on-shoulder hit there by Malkin on Fedotenko. Crosby behind the net, battling against Stahl. Crosby wheels it out to the point. Engelland, good footwork to keep it in. And he dumps it in behind the net where it's taken by McDonough. And Ryan McDonough, former Montreal Canadian who came over in that Scott Gomez trade, and he's had a tremendous year for the Rangers. What a steal for Glenn Saylor. He cleared it to center. Letang dumped it right back in. Now Hagelin comes to center. Crosby went down after trying to steal the puck. It'll go up into the Penguin zone. Malkin just touches it back for Letang.
Well, obviously the mission here is to try to get Malkin 50 in this hockey game and see where that ends up, see where the Penguins end up after tonight. They might be able to get those guys a rest in the last game of the season, and they may not.
Eric Tangradi comes on with Aaron Asham and Joe Vitale. Mike Rupp down the wall. One hand's one in front. Press couldn't get there in time to get on it, and now Aaron Asham steams back for the Penguins. East-west play in the neutral zone, and Mitchell will take it the other way. There's Mitchell with it now. Mitchell shoots it, and the save, and then pushed wide of the goal. As Tangradi gets to it, the Rangers came that close to scoring after Asham turned the puck over in the neutral zone. You just don't want that from your fourth liners. You got to keep it going north.
Exactly. They tried to make that play. It should go up the wall, not in the middle of the ice. It was turned over, and another bad angle shot, this time off the chest of Fleury, went to the front of the net, and the Rangers almost cashed in.
This is Artem Anisimov dropping it off. Delzato a blast. Fleury the save, and he looked back to see if the puck had gotten through, but he had it in his equipment, and he holds onto it.
Oh, boy, that glove was behind his pad. That's why he looked over his left shoulder. Delzato joining the play again, and Fleury denies him. There it is, right below him.
It's not easy being a fan. It's not supposed to be. It's a commitment that requires dedication, desire, and heart. Its peaks are supreme. Its valleys are trying. Being a fan isn't just about the thrill of triumph. It's far more demanding than that. If being a fan were easy, it wouldn't be great.
Now there's Sidney Crosby playing alongside Malkin in the last couple of shifts, and Dan Girardi, who averages over 26 minutes a game, really planted Sidney Crosby. Look at the knee, the right knee bend. And then Malkin got his stick caught kind of in that skate holder of Girardi, who went down behind the net and lost his own stick. Those two playing together. Malkin sitting on 48 goals, looking to become the 9th Penguin player to achieve the 50-goal plateau.
Well, Craig Berube, the assistant coach of the Flyers, on a radio show saying that he thought that Malkin and Crosby were two of the dirtiest players on the Penguins team. And I think it's always interesting when guys like him say that, because when you think about it, what players take more abuse than the top players on your team? They're targeted every single night by the opposition. Now Tyler Kennedy with it, and a lot of that psychological warfare seems to be going on right now in advance of a possible matchup between the Penguins and Flyers, which would start next week.
Well, if they wanted a perimeter player, the Penguins, they wouldn't have drafted Sidney Crosby or Evgeny Malkin. They wouldn't have won a Stanley Cup either. Remember when Malkin dropped the gloves with Zetterberg?
They're two of the tougher players in the league, actually, because they have to take hits to make plays every single night. And you saw an example of it there with Girardi hitting Sidney Crosby. Now the Rangers go D to D. Marian Gaborik dumps it in. Look at Letang. One step and he's gone. He moves it out now to Eric Tangradi. Dupuis trailing. Tangradi stops up. Looks for a trailer. There's nobody to help out over there. They'll dump it to the corner, but Girardi takes a whack at it. Now Richards, and he'll backhand it out to center. Zbigniew Michalek with it over to Brooks Orpik. Shot ahead into the Rangers zone. 1:48 to go in the first period, and the Penguins leading 2-1. Michalek with it. Sweeps it to the near boards. Carl Hagelin, Swedish product who played at the University of Michigan, and dumped it in. And McCulloch will bring it out. College hockey, a big item this weekend with a Frozen Four beginning tonight in Tampa, Florida. Interesting, isn't it, that the Frozen Four would go all the way down to sunny Tampa.
Some good hockey down there.
Union College and Ferris State going at it tonight. And of course, Ferris State is where Chris Kunitz played. Now Malkin moves it ahead. Dan Potash will have more on that later. Here's Malkin cutting in. Malkin trying to go to the goal, and he got flattened. Good body check that time by Mark Stahl on Evgeny Malkin. That's what we were talking about earlier. That's the Mark Stahl we came to know the last couple of years.
Exactly.
There's Dubinsky with it. Dubinsky trying to pull the trigger, but Gino got back to overtake him. He's trying to clear the puck now. 44 seconds to go in the period. Malkin working his own zone. Threw a shoulder right into Ruslan Fedotenko. Now he returns the favor. And the puck tapped up the near side by Engelland. Charging down was McDonough. And he wraps it around to the far side for Brandon Dubinsky. High cycle on as Girardi moves down. And the drop pass and the shot taken is blocked by Engelland, who tried to get a hold of it to clear it. We're down to 22 seconds to go in the period.
Good hitting. These guys in the final minute of this first period getting a little more physical out there.
Girardi. Kennedy there to try to keep it in against Callahan, and he does shovel it to the corner. Girardi moves it in behind the net. Another good solid finish of a check on McDonough by Matt Cook as time runs out here in the first period. And now they come after Cook. Don't forget, he's the one who elbowed McDonough in the head last year, and he has something to say to him right now. That was a good, clean body check by Matt Cook.
Yeah, McDonough should just go to the dressing room. Come on. He's just a young kid, and he's going to get hit again. You want to play that kind of game, and next time it won't be Matt Cook. Boy, what a good clean hit by Matt Cook. Right there on McDonough, like we've seen all season long.
Fort Pitt Capital by the numbers first period recap. These two teams are so evenly matched. If you look at their numbers, all the little statistics, it's amazing how similar they are. And a pretty evenly played period there too, wasn't it?
Yep.
Tyler Kennedy will speak with Dan Potash. The uncut version of the Dan and Dan Show. Highlights and analysis, the Penguins and Rangers, and the Penguins are up by 1.
Taking a piece up.
In a career filled with highlight reel goals, Mary Lemieux's finest may have come in Game 2 of the 1991 Stanley Cup Finals against Minnesota.
Recchi is decked again at center ice and knocked off a skate by Thorson. Lemieux's in on goal and shot. Hey! Shoots and scores! Mary Lemieux beats Casey like a rented mule again. And the Penguins lead 3-1. Oh, you'd have to be here to believe it.
It's just breathtaking. He just goes through everybody as if there's not another team there.
You know, that was a big goal at the time for us. Really gave us, the opportunity to come back and win that game.
Lemieux sat out Game 3 with back spasms, but returned in Game 4.
He just was dominating the rest of the way in, and the next 3 games was all him.
Lemieux's Game 2 goal turned the series around, and he won the Conn Smythe Trophy as the playoffs MVP while leading the Pens to their first Stanley Cup championship.
Penguins hockey on Root Sports is brought to you by Highmark Blue Cross Blue Shield, helping you have a greater hand in your health. And by Jeep. Visit Jeep.com to learn more.
Our first intermission interview is brought to you by your friends at the Western PA Chevy dealers. Tyler Kennedy with his 11th goal of the season, and you returned to action on March 5th. You have 10 points in your last 12 games coming into tonight. Starting to feel like you're in a little bit more of a groove, and if so, why?
I think so, a little bit. You know, I'm trying to focus on the simple things, and I think that's giving me a little bit of success. Trying to focus on the little things instead of scoring and doing stuff like that. I'm focusing on little things. So
one thing that can also be not so simple is a 1-3-1 neutral zone trap. The Rangers showed a little bit of that in the first period. Did you notice that? And how do you guys pick up on that?
Yeah, we noticed a little bit, but we gotta get pucks behind them and make their D turn. So that's the biggest thing, making their D turn and get pucks deep.
TK, thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to take a very quick timeout. We return. It's Dan and Dan Uncut. It's also 2-1 Penguins after 20 minutes on Root Sports.
Dan Potash, meanwhile, with much more on the Dan and Dan Show. Dan, take it away.
All right, Rob, thank you very much. You know, you have to take the good with the bad. Now, normally we show you the good with the Dan and Dan Show at the end of every pregame show. Well, tonight we decided to show you the bad. Actually, funny is a better way to describe Dan and Dan Uncut.
Let's go, Dan.
Okay.
Hello, 1, 2, 1, 2. Hi, Dan. Welcome.
Hey, how you doing?
Welcome to the conversation. Come on in.
I'm here.
Okay, they got speed. Yeah, they do, dog. Thank you. We have speed.
Did you say speed or did you say speed?
We're speeding.
It's not asking for much. Say it with a little more. Say it like, there you go.
Yeah, there you go.
All right.
Gentlemen, speed.
She's good. That's nice. That's not bad. Yeah, you don't have to yell at us.
I find camera guys to be freaking grumpy, and usually anyways. Touch me.
Cut. Stop. Let's keep that over there.
Yours is hideous.
Thank you. Back to you.
Mine is like a worm. I got a complaint the other day that we sit too close. Look how close we are. Too close, Dan. Dude, you're sitting too close to Potash.
Don't do that.
What?
Because you mess up the shot.
Who puts this this close?
You just moved the seat.
Away from you.
And we're still close. You're touching me, by the way.
I'm just telling you. You're too close to me. I didn't have to wear makeup. Like some people in the room.
Hey, don't start with me. 1970, right? August?
Oh, nice your makeup looks on the air.
Shut it. Don't say it.
Gosh, I wish I had makeup on like you.
I could actually do something about that.
Dan has great hair today. His makeup's a little off, but his hair's great.
Yeah, it's gonna work right there. U-G-L-Y, you ain't got no alibi, you ugly. No, you ugly.
She's ugly.
What? All right, 3, 2. Well, Rob, so good. So, boy.
Second show, and he's blah, blah, blah.
All right, Rob, thank you very much. Well, it's been a while since the Penguins have had...
Here we go, Dan. Maybe I should be you today.
Be careful what you wish for.
This is a joke.
You know, getting this kind of shot on video may not be a really good thing. Just saying. Mental pain.
I haven't shaved yet. Let's go.
I don't need the play-by-play of the Bowsman attire.
Hello.
Because last time you came in here, you hadn't shaved yet.
I forgot my line.
Woo-wee. Oh, that's it. The gloves are off. With my.
Who are we looking at today? Who's behind
Stan.
there? Stan. Oh.
And Lowell and Brian and Becky and Derek and the rest of the crew.
Yeah, I know. Lowell. Are you older than me or younger than me? Are you my older brother? Or
I'm a few months older than you. Oh my God! 2 brain cells coming together.
Because Dan and I are friends, why is that a problem? That's a whole different story. Let's go. I got so much to do right now.
Well, now I'm gonna make you wait. Wahoo!
No one listens to me.
There's a reason for that.
Well, we're speeding. You were speeding. All right.
Jesus, nobody wants to talk anymore. Just want to speed. I want you to handle that situation. We hope you've enjoyed Dan and Dan Uncut. I'm sure you enjoyed the first 20 minutes of hockey. What do we have in store for you during the second? We are about to find out.
Healthcare provider.
Pittsburgh 2 and the Rangers 1 after 20 minutes of play. Time for Bob Aries' Range Resources Telestration. What do you got for us, Bob?
Well, I'm going to show you a very smart play by Richard Park at the end of a Penguins rush. And then when it goes to the neutral zone, this puck's going to go in the air. Freeze it right there. Malkin uses his hand. Always good to do that. Crosby and Malkin, 2 of the best out there. You see Malkin right in the middle of the ice. He's got the puck. He's already carried it with his hand across. Penguins stay right here. Now Richard Park's going to get the puck. He gets the puck. Gives it right back to Malkin. Smart. Freeze it here. You know how much the Rangers like to block shots, don't you, Steggy? Well, look at this. That lane is right through there. Letang head up, gets it right to a guy that loves to go to the front of the net in Kunitz. It's not blocked, and it gets through. It doesn't happen a lot against the Rangers. Great play by Letang and company.
Kunitz is 25th. That ties a career high. Letang and Malkin assisting at 111. Rangers bounce back in a goal by Dubinsky, and then Tyler Kennedy gave the Penguins the lead. And that's where we stand right now as we get ready for the second period. Back in a moment.
Hockey. It's not easy. It's not supposed to be. It's a game that revolves in continuous motion. Its energy fuels its players beyond exertion. It's a sport driven by desire, passion, inspiration. Hockey isn't just about speed or precision or supremacy. It's far more demanding than that. If hockey were easy, it wouldn't be great.
April 13th, 1991. The Penguins are down 3-2 to the New Jersey Devils in the first round of the playoffs. Backup goalie Frank Pietrangelo is starting for the ailing Tom Barrasso, and he makes what has become known in Penguins lore simply as the save.
Left point go to Batisov, back to John McLean. McLean left point. Batisov shoots it, deflected, right in. Pietrangelo save, rebound. Stastny stopped by Pietrangelo. I don't believe that save, neither does Peter Stastny. He can't believe the save that Pietrangelo just made on him as Frankie sparkling on that maneuver there to stop and rob. Peter Stastny should get 5 to 10 for that. Huh.
I don't know what we thought when he made that save. Maybe disbelief or maybe it was fate. But it was kind of a miracle, wasn't it?
Pietrangelo's stunning save led the Pens to victory in Game 6, and they won the series in Game 7, paving the way for their first Stanley Cup championship.
Vladimir Malkin's Sons of Denny's team, Pittsburgh, leads New York 2-1 by the new face of Northwood Realty Services as we get ready to drop the puck for the start of the second period. Yes, Vladimir Malkin is a celebrity in his own right, as is Mrs. Malkin, Natalia. And there's Chris Kunitz, who got the first goal of the hockey game. And it's the Stahl Cook Kennedy unit for the Penguins to begin the period against Richards, Gabrick, Hagelin for the Rangers. And McCulloch able to work the puck up the right wing to Tyler Kennedy. Cook behind the defense, and they just could not get the puck through to him. Good defensive play at the very last second by Anton Stralman, who takes control of it now.
And Jordan Stahl out there against the top unit, Gabrick's unit, and with Richards and Hagelin. Of course, Brooks Orpik, he always gets that assignment, and he's a plus 17 on the season. What a tremendous season. 254 hits to go along with that.
Stahl centered for Kennedy. Stralman there again with a quick stick to break it up. Now Gabrick trying to reach the puck at center ice, and Orpik got there first. Banks it ahead for Cook. He's able to force it in behind Mark Stahl, and Jordan Stahl tries to center. Stralman, a couple of good defensive plays on this shift, broke that up. And the Rangers come to center. Marian Gabrick with the Nisimov. Nisimov with the puck in front of the net, right to Gabrick. Flurry with just a miraculous save there with the left hand on Gabrick. How did he even know that the puck was going to go to Gabrick? Because Richards was right there, and he made an unbelievable save. Now Kunitz, and a shot by Malkin off the side of the net.
Well, that's knowing the league, knowing the players that are on the ice, and knowing that Richards loves to pass the puck, and that's indeed what he tried to do. Fleury knew exactly where Gabrick was, and he just laid the left pad down. Spectacular save by Marc-Andre Fleury. And a young goaltender, he wouldn't have made that play at all.
And we're going to get some penalties here.
There's been a little extracurricular. It started really at the end of the second period. I believe that's Callahan going to the box, and Malkin took a shove as Callahan is going to sit down with Chris Letang. Let's take a look at this save. Backdoor play to Richards. Gabrick's wide open. He doesn't elevate the puck. That's the only mistake he made, but how could you blame him? He thought he had a wide open net. Marc-Andre Fleury reading that play like a cheap novel. That was a tremendous save by Fleury, and really you got to know the players on the ice. You have to know who's out there. That goes for a goaltender, and he assessed the situation, the 2-on-1 or then almost a 2-on-0 before it happened. What a save by Marc-Andre Fleury. You could say he was cheating. If it had gone short side, you could say, what was he doing? He knew exactly what he was doing. That's why he's got 41 victories.
That was unreal. He's like he's got two brains. I don't know. I just don't know how you do that. I don't know how you anticipate a guy's going to pass the puck. I know what you're saying about Richards, but you have time to compute all that? The puck arriving on your doorstep that soon?
Well, he had to. That's the only way you can make that save, because he went over on his right blade and then stepped over to his left. Most goaltenders would go across on their pads, and he would have ended up in the corner, Staggy. He went across standing up, so he moved from left to right, braced his right skate, and then moved across like that. It was a tremendous save.
It was as good a save as he's made all year, in my opinion. That was just awesome. A 2-on-0.
You reminded me of that one save he made in St. Louis against the Blues.
Stahl and Dupuis. Dupuis to the goal. Backhand shot, and a save by Biron as he reached out with a glove, kind of falling forward, and Able to snag it off balance and take it away from Pascal Dupuis.
Yeah, you're right. He almost grabbed it, didn't grab it off his stick, but he met it with his glove. He kind of extended out, kind of leaned towards the shot, and he was very fortunate, wasn't he? Pascal Dupuis looking for number 25 as well. Good, it's got his 25th, and Dupuis wanted it to tie Jordan Stahl, who's got 25.
Malkin hits Girardi. Girardi goes down. Battle behind the net. Crosby and Malkin on the ice. And it is Girardi with a puck for the New York Rangers. Stumbles for a moment and works it back to his partner, Ryan McDonough. Crosby's going to chase him from behind the net, but the Rangers able to get the center. Then Malkin took it away from Artem Anisimov. Crosby, poke check nicely by McDonough. And Anisimov will take the puck. Well, the Penguins, Crosby and Malkin causing all kind of problems for the Rangers trying to come out of their own zone. But now Boyle with a backhand shot, sticked away by Fleury. Down moves up, try to go to the backhand, cut right in front of the net. Fleury got a stick out, and Crosby goes the other way. Sidney Crosby for Malkin. Now to Brooks Orpik. Crosby tried to redirect that puck off the stick, and it kind of went off the heel of his stick and wide of the goal. But now Malkin's got it. He looks for Sid in front, can't get him the puck. And Crosby and Malkin, the two-headed monster, is really working some magic right now for the Penguins together. That last shift was really something to behold. They just really confused the Rangers trying to come out of their own zone.
Well, them working hard normally results in something at the other end. They can't just be out there, and they are working hard. Malkin spending a lot of energy that shift.
Brian Callahan out of the box, as is Letang. And the Penguins get control. Park fell down. Stralman steps ahead, dumps it in, and Fleury will stop it behind the goal. McCulloch up the boards for Kennedy, off his stick and into the Rangers zone. Brad Richards with control. Mark Stahl fires it in. Orpik trying to get it up the boards. Russ took it away. There's Mitchell with it now. He looked for Del Zotto at the point, and Aaron Asham's going to take it now. Asham cuts right in front of his own net. Aaron Asham. Good skating. Swinging wide on Del Zotto. Centers! And the puck was off a skate and in behind the net. It went off the skate of Stralman, who was defending in front of the goal. Asham with a good rush.
Well, the Rangers are a team that they'll take away the inside of the ice. They'll give you the outside of the ice. And Asham tried to cut in at the last second. Rangers love to take away the middle of the ice, and they do it as well as anybody in the National Hockey League.
Our UPMC Sports Medicine injury update. And James Neal added to that list with a lower body injury. Nothing serious, day to day. Same with Sullivan. Niskanen a little bit more serious. And Ben Lovejoy, of course, having surgery, will be out for a while.
You got lowers and uppers, and we actually we have a knee.
You know, a lot of people make fun of hockey for doing that, but then with this controversy in the NFL, that bounty controversy, and the coach is actually telling their players in team meetings exactly what injuries the players on the other side have. You kind of get a better idea of why people might want to keep it a secret as much as they possibly can. Here's Richard Park with it. But behind the net, Tangradi tried to knock it down. Centers to Dupuis, a quick shot and a save made by Baron. The rebound. Park is able to bank it in somehow. Richard Park. And the Penguins make it 3-1.
And now they are discussing the linesman with the referee as to whether or not the net was off before the puck went across. What exactly happened? Richard Park had that puck at a bad angle to the right of Marty Baron, and he just banked it in off him. The referees are still discussing it together with one of the linesmen. Tangradi gets the puck to the slot area. Dupuis shoots it, and Park just banks it in. Looks like it just may have got across that goal line. You can see it went off the body of Park. And then Park is going to bank it off Baron. It's going to go across the line. And does it go all the way across? Yes, it's a, you know, if it's a clean goal and there was no high stick before Park shuffled it to the net, it's going to be a goal for the Penguins. Did it hit Park's stick on the way in? Was it a high stick? As that puck came into Richard Park, it was a high shot from the slot area by Pascal Dupuis, I believe. It came up high. Did it hit him up high? Did it hit his stick? Was it a high stick that brought that puck down? No question the puck went all the way across the goal line. I thought it went off the body of Park as the puck came in. Right there, yeah, there's nothing there that went off that stick. Park was carrying it high, but it didn't hit that high stick, and it goes underneath the armpit.
Upon further review, the puck did cross the goal line. It's a good goal.
Couple of points? No points. He had a third assist, if you will, so that's not going to count on the Kunitz goal. Park was out there. A couple of pluses in the game, +2, Richard Park.
Here come the Penguins again. Malkin to Crosby. Now to Kunitz. Back for Sid, and he bunts it over the goal. Now Malkin digging behind the net against McDonough, who's able to keep the puck and move it out to center. Penguins in quick transition. Malkin for Sid. Malkin keeps the Rangers from clearing. Now step on to Callahan. Girardi reaches back for the puck. Derek Stepan.
His 7th of the season, scored by number 12, Richard Park.
Richard Park did not dress the last 4 games. He's in the lineup tonight and making his presence felt. Sidney Crosby basically replacing James Neal in the lineup. Park. Here's Sid against McDonough on the backhand shot, and Baron makes the save. This is Baron's first start since he played against the Penguins on March 15th.
And what about Pascal Dupuis? Picks assist up on the goal. 16-game point streak for Dupuis. 21 points. 16 straight.
Time.
Penguins fan appreciation on Root Sports. And text the keyword jersey this time to 412-412 during the second period for your chance to win a Penguins autographed Sidney Crosby jersey. Message and data rates may apply. Our winner will be announced during the second intermission. Keep watching for your next chance to win. And check your phone, folks. See if maybe you're a winner. Derek Stepan's going off. High stick.
Yeah, right in the visor of Kunitz. He felt that. A little conversation between Crosby and Chris Letang before this face-off. Crosby winning it against the 6'7" Boyle.
Richard Park and Letang at the points right now. Richard Park's versatility coming into play here in this one. UPMC Sports Medicine Power Play. Park basically taking the place of Sullivan, with Neal also out. This is an interesting 5-man unit for the Penguins on the power play. Malkin, Crosby, Kunitz, Park, and Letang. And Richard Park smartly got back and was aware that the Rangers might get control, so he was watching the back door there.
This is why they picked him up. He's such an asset, depth player for the Penguins going into the playoffs.
Park with a control again. Nice pass to Malkin. Malkin to Letang. His shot. Oh, and it's just deflected away from Kunitz, who was looking to maybe redirect one there. And it came off the stick of Prust up into the seats on the near side.
Let's look at the goal differential. Special teams goal differential this year. The Penguins leading in that category.
Goaltending and special teams have been great for the Penguins all year. Remember, their 5-on-5 numbers weren't all that impressive for a long time, but that has changed dramatically here over the last several weeks when the Penguins started really filling the net. Coming into this game, a +23, 183 for, 160 against 5-on-5. Of course, the Penguins have been giving up more goals lately than they like, so that number has actually dropped a bit over the last 10 days, 2 weeks. Now Letang had it poke checked away, and Malkin ahead for Crosby. Gave it right to Mark Stahl, and he drills it up the ice, and I think it hit Park, and it's taken control, taken by Kunitz, who headmans the puck. Callahan steals. Penguins got a little careless with the puck there, and look out. Here's Delzato. He shoots it, and Fleury came out to block it away, and now Martin takes control of it. And the Penguins just fiddling with the puck there, and the Rangers got an opportunity. Shorthanded 31 seconds ago.
Now they've scored. The Rangers scored 8 shorthanded goals.
Here's Malkin with it. He'll drop it off. Letang, right side. Crosby a shot, and he guns it wide off the glass and all the way out to center. Martin able to hold it from going all the way down the ice. Over to Letang, and he makes a quick pass to the left wing to Malkin. Malkin looks for Kunitz, and he can't get it in front. Tenacious defense there again by Stahl.
And then all the Rangers know that the Penguins ultimately are trying to get Malkin 50. Makes it a little easier for the Rangers, a little harder for the Penguins.
Hagelin with it to step on out of the box. Shooting! And it's blocked in front of the Penguins. Get control quickly. Kunis still on the ice. Ahead for Jordan Staal. Kunis goes to the bench. Jordan Staal with a shot. And a good save by Baron as Jordan Staal shot it back against the grain.
Yeah, the whole play that was what he made at the blue line with his trailing foot to get that puck on side. What a play by the lanky Staal.
Eric Stepan almost scored after he came out of the penalty box. Now Brooks Orpik banks it ahead. Matt Cook with a bouncing puck, slips it in behind McDonough. And Stu Bickle chased by Matt Cook. Headmans the puck. It's going to go all the way down the ice. Fleury has to play it. And he does play it all the way out to center ice. Tyler Kennedy couldn't knock it down. McDonough hands it to Kennedy into the late offside. And they'll drop it outside the blue liner. Miller Lite preview is coming up later on in tonight's game. Brought to you by Miller Lite. Miller Lite, the official beer partner of the Pittsburgh Penguins. Interesting conversation with Sid today, Bob. And I asked him about things that he saw when he was up in the stands watching games. And he said, I appreciate now that chipping the puck in is just more of a skill. He said, I hate to do it. But after watching guys do it, I realize now that it's actually a skill to be able to chip that puck in softly behind the defense and get it into a certain area to get in there and get possession of the puck in the offensive zone.
So what you're saying is third and fourth liners are pretty skilled players, aren't you, Staggy? That's exactly what Sid has figured out. And let's take a look at Jordan Staal here. Keep this onside. Puck's behind him, kicks it up before he gets to the blue line. Stops on a dime. Looked like Keith Primo in the fifth overtime, didn't he, against Darius Kasparaitis?
Oh.
That's not a good memory, but Jordan Staal has got a lot of moves in his repertoire.
It's funny you bring up Keith Primo because there are times when I've thought that he's kind of like a Keith Primo type player. Big, strong guy, is good defensively. And
yeah, usually a similar amount of goals to assists. Good finisher, and he's got a little physical prowess to him.
Both taken very high in the draft in pretty much the same area. Primo taken the same year that the Penguins took Jaromir Jagr, and of course he's become unfortunately well known also for the severe concussion problems that ended his career. Still a spokesman for that. Now Joe Vitale to the corner for Aaron Asham. Asham, Vitale, and Adams, the fourth line for the Penguins. Stu Bickle. Around for Del Zotto. Rangers having a tough time here in their own zone. Rupp was way out at center ice. He had to come back into the zone to get the puck, but he got it to Fedotenko. England trying to line him up. Ryan straight on the ice now. Penguin defenseman. Fedotenko to the corner for Mitchell, and now for Rupp below the goal line. Mike Rupp centers. Fedotenko trying to get it to Mitchell. Good cycling by the Rangers fourth line now. Fedotenko, Rupp, and Mitchell. Mike Rupp with it again. Rupp has 4 goals this year for the Rangers.
And 2 in the Winter Classic.
Strawman feeds it to the corner. And now finally the Penguins get possession. They stayed with it. And Derek Engelland to Aaron Asham, who dumps it in. He's going to stay on the ice, so even though his line mates have gone off for a change. Asham in on the forecheck. He'll now head to the bench as Marion Gaborik starts it up for the Rangers. Staal and now to Richards off his stick. Paul Martin jams it ahead into the Rangers zone. Foot race for the puck. Biron's going to play it away from Matt Cook. And Mark Staal banks it ahead. Right wing pass for Gaborik, picked off by Martin. Ahead to Tyler Kennedy, standing him up nicely was Anton Strawman. Mark Staal back to the puck. His brother Jordan comes in to try to get it away, and Carl Hagelin ends up with possession. Hagelin chased by Kennedy at center, finds Marion Gaborik. Poke checked away from him. And Tyler Kennedy shovels it up into the Rangers zone. Paul Martin, long pass across to Letang, his shot. And a glove save made by Marty Biron.
Well, some good old-time hockey in this one. Strawman coming across slow on Kennedy. Good little hit. Kennedy was able to absorb that. 3-1 Pens.
Game break time. We go to Philadelphia. Buffalo fighting for their playoff lives. The Flyers trying to stay alive for the 4th seed. They've had much the better chances. Jody Shelley almost beats Ryan Miller, but it doesn't go across, and it remains scoreless.
Cleared away by Andre Sekera, and you see where Buffalo is. The Washington Capitals have a 2-0 lead over the Florida Panthers, and that Southeast Division title is still up for grabs.
Great stuff. What a great time of the season, isn't it? Playoff hockey. Little Masters action, Staggy. This is the best time of the year.
If Florida loses to Washington, they would still clinch a playoff berth if Buffalo loses to Philly in any fashion. Now, Sidney Crosby after the puck.
Crosby and Girardi, you've been getting into it a little bit in this hockey game. Girardi's not going to shy away. He gets this assignment every game, but he's got the two-handed monster he and McDonough in this one.
Callahan coming to the goal. Callahan looking for his 30th. He's behind the net. Back up top it goes to Strawman. The shot taken by McDonough goes off a stick wide of the goal. The Penguins put it right in front of their own net. Callahan reached for it, but off his stick to Artem Anisimov. Now Malkin finds it, leaves it for Letang. This Letang drops it from Malkin. Look out, and he's able to slip it around Strawman, but offside called on the Penguins. Crosby goes to the bench, as does Malkin. Our day automotive this day in Penguins history. April 5th, 97. Peter Nedved scored 2, and Stu Barnes recorded a couple of assists. The Penguins 5-2 win over the Ottawa Senators. The Penguins would end up playing the Philadelphia Flyers in the playoffs that year. That was the year that Mario Lemieux retired for the first time.
Derek Engelland matched up here up front as the Penguins employ their neutral zone faceoff with Dupuis at the point. Now Park, who gets kicked out, moves back there. Engelland just up for the faceoff. He'll slide back. And there's the faceoff. The straight tried to get around hard, right to Park. The Penguins get that offensive zone possession off that faceoff.
And Grady working hard behind the net. And the Rangers just trying to get the puck back deep in their own zone. This is the Rangers trademark. Very stout defensive team. They battle, they hit, they block shots, and they really do a good job in front of their goaltender. And then, of course, when Henrik Lundqvist is in net, they get the big saves when they have to. Here's Straight with it. He fires, knocked down by Baron. Rebound. Dupuis just shot it wide. Got it back and moved it in front, and it's off the stick of Tangradi. To the near side, Straight pokes it, and it goes up the glass, not into the netting. Stu Bickle deep in his own zone to Michael Del Zotto. Great shift for the Penguins there as they get the Rangers bottled up in their own zone.
It all started with that face-off. Watch Boyle here, 6-7. He'll go to the net if you give him the corner. Great job by Straight. Oh boy, and Boyle got, did he get a stick in the Straight stick caught in the side of him, almost like one of those butt end type things, unintentionally, of course. Let's take, might have got caught in the net as Boyle and Straight forced him around the backside of the net. Boyle wanted to cut in. It looked like Straight's stick may have got caught in there. Something got caught in the net possibly. There's the stick caught in the net. Yes. And when it did that, it kind of went into the stomach right there of Boyle, who got butt-ended unintentionally by the stick and it broke. That is unbelievable. That is painful. I've impaled myself before, Staggy. When you go in there and your stick gets caught in the boards, it goes right into your stomach. The butt end of Straight stick goes right in to the stomach of Boyle as the end of it got caught into the netting. That doesn't feel very good, trust me.
Some of the fluky things that can happen to you down there. Boyle's been hot lately too, Bob. He's got 4 goals in his last 7 games. He's always been a good physical presence this year. There's a rebound chance for Pruss cutting in front of the net. But now he's starting to score goals, and it's the right time of the year for the New York Rangers. They need that secondary scoring.
He's a tremendous face-off guy. He's got 234 hits on the season. He brings so much to the team.
Marchal goes back for the puck. Does not win the battle, though. Sent up to the point. And a nice win there by Vitale. And now Martin shoots one, and it's deflected wide of the goal. Letang gets control. Feeds it through for Paul Martin. Martin to Asham. Now to Letang. To Asham, a shot. A stick save made by Baron. Loose puck. Rebound is going to be grabbed by the Rangers. And skated out of danger by Anton Strawman, who's played one of the better games we've seen him play. He's been on the ice a lot, and he's made a lot of good plays, Strawman.
Yeah, as I like what the Rangers do defensively, just you look at their defense, they don't look at the puck. When the puck comes in, they take away bodies. They let somebody else come in. One of the, could be a third player, could be a defenseman or a forward come down and play that. But they take bodies. They really do. They are well schooled in that house area right in front of their netminder. But they've given up 3 to the Penguins. They don't win many when they give up 3.
I think it's fair to say that Brooks Orpik has a little interest in tonight's Frozen Four, which began in Tampa. So does Chris Kunitz. Of course, Brooks Orpik played at Boston College. Chris Kunitz played his college hockey at Ferris State, and Paul Martin in Minnesota. The Penguins with 3 members of the 4 teams playing in the Frozen Four. In fact, guys, Ferris State has beaten Union tonight in the first game 3-1. BC and Minnesota underway about 30 minutes ago. And as if you didn't know, the Frozen Four will be here in Pittsburgh next year.
Yeah, there you go. And I know some representatives from Pittsburgh and from the Consol Energy Center went down to Tampa to see how that whole event is put together in advance of it coming to Pittsburgh. And that is great for the city of Pittsburgh. The NCAA championships in basketball, now the Frozen Four, the championship of college hockey. Great stuff.
That's what you get when you get a new facility like this. 250 straight sellouts for the Penguins tonight.
And of course, Bob,
congratulations.
One other big event coming, and that is the NHL draft this summer coming to the city of Pittsburgh. This will be our final regular season telecast on Root Sports. This we're going to be bringing you the playoffs, the first round. Looks like it's going to be the Penguins and Flyers as McCulloch goes back to the puck. And the whistle blows.
It's a delayed penalty and interference here. I believe it's going against the Penguins and Brooks Orpik. We just, he's arguing the call, but it's not him going to the box. It's Kunitz. So Chris Kunitz with an interference call in the Penguins defensive zone, trying to give his team more of an ability to play the puck, a little more time. And we just showed you Brooks Orpik and Chris Kunitz in that Frozen Four highlight.
15:50 the time. Stepan wrists the puck to the top of the circle. Now Marian Gaborik. Gaborik skates away from McCulloch. Out to the point for Del Zotto. Trying to get it to the net in a hurry, and he got it that direction, but McCulloch right there to just backhand it all the way down the ice.
Really, neither of these teams are putting out what I would call 100% capacity in this game. I think there's a little bit being held back by the two of the clubs here. Not by that. Brooks Orpik hit though. I think he just changed. He heard me talking. Brooks Orpik ain't going to slow down at all. You better have your head up when he's on the ice. Wow, what a hit.
He just launched Derek Stepan, who appears to still be trying to catch his breath as he go back with the puck into his own zone.
What a hit that was. Marian Gaborik was on the ice the last shift. He's still out there. 41 goals for the sniper of the Rangers.
Callahan stripped to the puck by Craig Adams, and now Dupuis on a foot race against Stepan, and give him credit. He got back and got a stick there and got ahead of Pascal Dupuis. And Derek Stepan, who played at the University of Wisconsin and is from Minnesota, to the right side in Del Zotto, and his shot pass, if you will, with Gaborik heading to the net. It didn't connect. And now Stepan is after, he looks like he's hobbling to me. He just doesn't look 100% on his wheels, but he goes back for the puck into his own zone.
He just got hammered.
He really did.
He's trying to find himself right now.
If there wasn't glass there, he'd been about the 7th row.
A big hit by Brooks Orpik, carrying a lot of momentum into the corner. Looked like Orpik on Stamkos in the first game of the playoff last year. That's what we're ready to see next week. And it looks like it could be on home ice if the Penguins can maintain this lead against the New York Rangers. And Brooks Orpik coming into the game with 254 hits. Stepan reaches for that puck. And boy, that looks very similar to the pasting that he put on Steven Stamkos, and his hip went up into the edge of the boards. That could give you a hip pointer. We saw him come back though, stepping on the Penguins. And when he's got those steely eyes, that stare going, you don't want to get near him. That is scary stuff. What's he thinking there? His next victim?
That is.
Oh, man. Oh, that's crazy.
Brooks Orpik entered the game with a ton of hits for the Penguins. And he would probably be the top hitters in the league. He had missed a lot of games. Now here's Vitale with it early in the year, remember. Now Kunitz carries ahead, leaves it for Crosby. Back his shot. Save made by Baron. He's looking around for the rebound and has skated away. And now controlled by Boyle, who's back on the ice. So we saw him get bludgeoned by his own stick, and then Derek Stepan get pasted by Brooks Orpik. Evgeny Malkin chases Strawman out from behind the net. Lead pass off the stick of Callahan. Derek Engelland back to play. Callahan takes him out, but Engelland hung in there and able to work the puck free. Excellent play, and now Malkin just dumps it to safety below the goal line, but taken behind the net by Carl Hagelin. Ryan straight on him. Hagelin turns away and finds Callahan. Shoots it. Kicked out of there by Fleury. All the way out to McDonough. And he'll wrist it back towards the net. And a nice play by Hagelin to steer it on net from a sharp angle. And the Penguins dump the puck into the Rangers zone. McDonough, it's away from Malkin.
McDonough here with Stahl in this second period a little bit here. McDonough and Girardi have been split up. We saw that in New York in the last hockey game. It's a tough matchup. Whenever you put your, Malkin and Crosby on the ice together, it's tough for the other team to figure out how do you attack that. Of course, Dan Biles has tried a lot of configurations in this game, so you see a little of this and a little of that from both teams.
Del Zotto back to the puck, wraps it up the boards off the stick of Mike Rupp. Letang just stepped off the bench, headmans the puck, and it's carried into the attacking zone by Tyler Kennedy. Down the wing, shooting, and the save by Baron, and no rebound. And he holds onto it.
We've seen some bad angle shots by both teams in the last shift, and Sidney Crosby got a bad angle shot, a backhand, a lot of pace. It's deflected by Girardi on the way in. You see the missed block by Strawman. Baron's looking around. He thinks he's got it in his equipment. He's looking down between his legs. The Penguins weren't able to capitalize on a big fat rebound in front of Martin Baron. And I don't know, they've been trying to force this Malkin-Crosby thing together. It hasn't worked so far. Dan Boswell might want to split those guys up coming into third period, and I think indeed that's what happened in the last shift.
Matt Cook to the puck, works it down low. Kennedy in front for Stahl, and he couldn't get it to the goal. It was blocked. The Penguins' back pressure has been outstanding. The Rangers, when they've gotten control in their own zone, they've had a tough time making the quick out. Now Martin is hit on the near side, or maybe he hit the Ranger. I'm not quite sure who hit who there. That was Martin and Rupp, a couple of former teammates of the Devils. Now Jordan Stahl slips it in behind Del Zotto, but over to play it is Dan Girardi. And Girardi just feeds it to the open wing. Truss trying to catch up to it, but Martin got there first, ahead to Cook. The Penguins are going north. I'm seeing a little bit more of their game here tonight, where they're not fiddling around. They're getting that puck deep.
Well, they want home ice, and they're showing you that right now. I mean, they've got a little bit more physical. Right, the last couple of shifts of the first period, this game picked up, I think, in the severity of the hitting.
Well, Brooks Orpik may have started that trend a bit. Now a little whack, kind of a slash over there by Craig Adams on Brandon Dubinsky as the horn sounds ending the second period of play.
Well, the Ministry of Defense, Brooks Orpik, yes, he stepped up to the plate here on opening day. Baseball for the Buccos, and there are the numbers after 2 periods of play. Pittsburgh starting to take this game over just a little bit.
Penguins are Rangers are rather 0 for 2 on the power play. The Penguins have killed a couple. Good job by them. And Richard Park making his presence felt tonight. We'll speak with Dan Potash, Rob King with highlights of that Flyer game and also that Florida-Washington game, and lots more to come. 3-1 Pittsburgh.
Welcome back inside Consol Energy Center, where the Penguins have a 3-1 lead after 2. And our Mercedes player interview is Richard Park, who got on the board with the goal. Not a lot of room to work with, but I guess you can kind of use the goaltender as a guy that you could bounce the puck off of.
Well, those are little things you try, and sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. So fortunate to to have that one bacon.
Got some time on the top line tonight. Also, some time up on the power play unit. A little time to adjust in working with Chris Letang?
Those guys really make the game real simple. They make it look real simple sometimes. You just try not to get caught up and really focus on what you can control and make sure when you're out there that you make the right play.
All right, Richard, well done. Thank you. We're going to take a very quick break. When we return, Rob King has highlights and analysis, and then we'll get you ready for the third period, where the Pittsburgh Penguins have a 3-1 lead after 2 on Root Sports.
All rights to this copyrighted telecast are reserved. This copyrighted telecast is presented by Root Sports under the authority of Pittsburgh Penguins LP. This copyrighted telecast may not be reproduced, rebroadcasted, re-recorded, or retransmitted in any form without the express written consent of Pittsburgh Penguins LP.
Well, the Penguins weren't kidding when they said they wanted to get their game together and set the tone for playoff hockey, because they certainly had their work boots on in that second period, Bob.
They were flying, especially really the line of Tangradi, Park, Dupuis did score a goal, and they really implemented a face-off, an inter-zone face-off. Look at Park. He's trying to cheat against Boyle. He wants to win this puck this way. What happens to Richard Park? Roll it. Because he's trying to cheat so much, he gets kicked out. There's the lines and points. So what happens? Look at the switch. Dupuis comes in. He doesn't take face-offs. Well, he does everything. He's Mr. Versatile. He wins the face-off against Boyle. Freeze it here. Penguins are going to get a hard wraparound all the way around the ice here, and then they're going to come flying in this other side, get the puck, at least to 30 seconds of offensive zone time for this fourth line. And if you just roll it here, watch how quick these guys get 2 guys on the puck. They are just all over this puck. They were relentless. Look at third man high, backing it up. 2 men on the puck, winning every battle. The Penguins' fourth line here. That is energy. That is work. That is determination and desperation. And that's why they've got a goal here in this hockey game.
And Richard Park, a man who got the goal, and Richard Park, a guy who just looking for an opportunity to play tonight. And they put him up on a top line to start the game. They put him on the point on the power play. He ends up scoring a goal tonight, and the Penguins with a 2-goal lead. We'll be back with the start of the third period. Penguins and Rangers for the final time in the regular season. Going to finish it up shortly. Pittsburgh 3 and the New York Rangers 1 through 40 minutes of play. And in case you just joined us, here's what you've missed. No James Neal. Richard Park replaces him. Letang shoots and scores! To Brian Boyle, and he'll push it ahead now to Ruslan Fedotenko around straight. His shot down low, save made, rebound, score! Taken there by Kennedy, nice pass. Stole a shot, another save, rebound, score! Tyler Kennedy! Nisimov with the puck. In front of the net, right to Gabrick. Flurry. Tangradi tried to knock it down. Centers to Dupuis, a quick shot and a save made by Baron. The rebound. Park is able to bank it in somehow. Richard Park. Let's go down outside the Penguins locker room and join Dan Potash.
Okay, guys, it's time for our UPMC Sports Medicine interview with assistant coach Todd Reardon. A lot of your players said this morning that they wanted to use the last 2 games to raise the level of their play, fine-tune some things, play Penguin hockey. Have they been able to do that through 2 periods of play so far tonight?
I think certainly our attention to detail in the defensive zone tonight has been better than it's been the last few games. I really liked how I've come into D zone tonight and stop, doing a better job sorting out against a pretty potent offensive team there with the Rangers. So let's hope we can hold that together here for the third and come out here with a victory.
Todd, thank you very much.
Thanks, Dan.
Staggy, Bobby?
Yeah, there's an old defenseman. He likes that starting and stopping in the defensive zone. And you talk about stopping and starting. He's stopping pucks. And he is starting, well, he's been starting from the get-go, Staggy, looking for his 42nd win of the season. And with a win tonight, he can tie Tom Barrasso to the franchise record for wins for the Pittsburgh Penguins.
And that would be a nice feather in his hat, and it's just unfortunate that he had lost 3 in a row, or he may have broken Tom Barrasso's record in a single season, 43 wins. But, just a strange turn of events here over the last couple of weeks for Fleury and the Penguins. And they've had a couple of weird games against the Islanders, and they seem to have gotten themselves back on track. And Fleury certainly has been sharp here tonight. He's made a couple of spectacular saves. That save on Gaborik, one of the best all year. And now we'll take a look at our energy player, which is brought to you by Energy Alliance. Pascal Dupuis.
16 game point streak with the assist tonight for Pascal. What a season he has had. 24 goals, no power plays. All 24 coming even strength or shorthanded for Pascal Dupuis. Malkin on the ice with 48 goals. And Matt Cook still at 19. And they're trying to achieve those kind of milestones.
Crosby trying to take the centering pass. Callahan was right on him. Now Chris Kunitz to the point, and Paul Martin. He'll distribute it behind the net. Sid for Malkin. Nice play. Malkin in front off a skate. Right to Crosby. In front. Kicked out by Duran as Kunitz was there looking to maybe redirect one to the net. And the rebound went right by him. And now Paul Martin back to the puck. Martin trying to protect it in deep near his own net. Now he's on his backhand and unable to get it out. McDonough held it in for Anisimov. Right to the front of the goal and snared out of the air by Fleury with Stepan right on the doorstep. It's your final chance to win big during our Root Sports Fan Appreciation Night. Text the keyword tickets to 412-412. During the third period, you can win 4 club tickets to the Penguins' last game of the regular season this coming Saturday. Message and data rates may apply. Winner will be announced during our post-game show. And check your phones to see if you're a winner.
Both the Pittsburgh Penguins and the New York Rangers coming into this game when leading after 2 periods of play, 30 wins, 0 losses, and 3 OTLs. Exact same number for both of these teams. And the Penguins hold a 3-1 lead to start this third. Those are impressive total.
Sure are. Gaborik had a bounce right by him. Brooks Orpik dumps it up into the Rangers zone. Artie Baron gave it right to Tyler Kennedy. And then a stall. Jordan Staal kind of stumbled for a moment, and the Rangers come to center. Richards trying to get it into the zone, and he does. Richards takes the return pass to the goal. Fleury makes the save on Richards. We got a nice return pass from Carl Hagelin. These guys have developed a good chemistry together, Hagelin and Richards. Hagelin was saying today that Gaborik's easy to play with. He said it took a while for Richards and Hagelin to earn the trust of one another. Richards is a puck distributing center ice, and he probably does expect certain things from his wingers.
Hagelin's got to play both ends of the, Gaborik's trying to cheat. He's looking for that bouncing puck, just that step that he could get on a defenseman. And when he's gone, he's gone. He's got 41 on the season. Hagelin's got to do a lot of work in the corners, retrieving a lot of pucks. He's got great speed and passion.
Now, straight stick was tied up by Ruslan Fedotenko, and the Rangers able to keep the puck. Bickle's shot hit a man. Well, it hit Richard Park. Engelland tried to clear it. The Rangers get it. Fedotenko with it from a sharp angle. Centers for Dubinsky. And Dupuis checks it away from him. And now Fedotenko fans on an attempted pass to the point. Ryan Straight crashes in there to get control of the puck. Tangradi there working on the wall. Back around near side.
So looking at Richard Park, seeing him managing that block shot all right. He broke his foot earlier in the season. He blocked the shot. He's just gimping off the ice. Look at him getting off the ice right now.
Yeah, he's hurting. Van Grady shoots it, and a save by Martin Biron, and he holds the puck.
That left foot, he stuck it out. He took it in the inseam, and he's getting some pats on the back right now from Chris Stewart and company. The puck comes in. Richard Park right in front of the net with Boyles. Look at that. The kick save and a beauty, but he don't think he wears that plastic device on his skate as Richard Park. A lot of the players do block shots, and when you turn your foot like that and get it in the instep, it doesn't feel very good. There's not much padding. You can see the look of the pain in the face of Richard Park as he looks down at his skate. How about Vitale, who just took the face off, taking one off his jaw the other night. He was very fortunate. It was just a wrist shot by Chara.
He's fortunate he didn't break his jaw. The puck cut him right along the jawbone, just above the neck.
Very fortunate.
I think the fact that he kind of knew it was coming and turned away and kind of absorbed some of it may have helped. Any little bit helps, I'm sure. Here's Asham to the goal and trickled off his stick. He tried to go to the forehand. But now Adams will dump it into the Rangers zone. Asham and Strawman to the puck. Adams there as well. Brandon Prust swings it along for Mark Stahl. Now to the left wing, and Rupp can't beat Letang to the puck. Martin to Letang. Mitchell confronts him. Tyler Kennedy spins away from a check. Adams able to work it ahead. Good work by the Penguins to make sure they got that puck out. Aaron Asham dumps it to the Rangers zone, and Mark Stahl is going to leave it there for Dan Girardi. Now the Rangers start it up. And it's Ryan Callahan. Crosby tried to take it away from him. It goes to the net. Fleury tried to get it away from Callahan, and he ended up with a puck on his stick. From behind the net for Stepan. Out in front, Anisimov shot it wide. Over now to Dan Girardi. His wrister blocked by Malkin. Anisimov back towards the corner, trying to get to the Callahan. Malkin picked it off ahead of Crosby. He's got Kunitz with him. One man back, McDonough. Crosby for Kunitz. Loves it down. Ends up with it behind the net. Sit at the side of the goal, trying to poke it in. Still loose, and Malkin overskated.
Sid used his feet on a couple of occasions. One to receive the pass, and then right in the face of Baron. Sidney Crosby again with that puck in his feet.
Fleury whacks it up the boards. It takes a crazy bounce. It was blocked by McCulloch. Orpik with another heavy body check in behind the net on Brandon Dubinsky. He's on one knee now. Orpik leaning on him. Kunitz there. And he can't get it. Dubinsky won the battle. But McCulloch on him now. And Dubinsky behind that net, working so hard, trying to maintain possession. Still has it. He drew a penalty. Works it out now to Stahl. A shot. That's blocked. Stahl gets his own rebound. Extra attacker comes on for the Rangers. Handled now by Strawman. The extra attacker is Gaborik. Stahl's shot and a save made by Fleury.
That was a big problem. McCulloch lost his stick behind the net. It was broken. He couldn't get it. Crosby then without a stick, but as McCulloch had lost his stick, there was a play behind the net that resulted in puck possession from the New York Rangers. And there's Sidney Crosby as he goes back without a stick.
14, tune in for holding.
Kunitz in the box. Penguins had a 2-on-1 at one end, and now a penalty at the other. They're behind the net. See, Kunitz went down there because the Penguins were making a switch in front. Crosby had given his stick to McCulloch. Kunitz recognized that. He went down low to try to help out. He was a man with a stick, but it was a little too late, and he got caught, penalized.
The Rangers with a man advantage are 0 for 2, and they're down by 2.
Might be their last opportunity to get back into the hockey game for the Rangers.
Marian Gaborik, the third leading goal scorer in the NHL behind Stamkos and Malkin. Stamkos with 58, 8 goals in his last 7. Malkin with 48, 10 in his last 13. And Gaborik with 41, 6 goals in his last 6.
The Sabres are up 1-0 still in the third of their game.
Here's Richards shooting rebound, cleared by Cook.
Jersey and Detroit tied up at 1. In Washington at last look, it was 3-1 Caps over the Florida Panthers in Washington.
Devils will finish off with the Ottawa Senators. The Caps have seen their lead cut to 3-2 by the Florida Panthers. The New York Rangers will play the Capitals in their last game on Saturday.
The penalty killing leaders of the National Hockey League, the Devils, Canadians and then the Penguins at 88%.
I don't know that the Rangers would ever say who they'd rather play. I know the folks who follow the Rangers would see the Rangers rather play, and then that would be the Buffalo or Washington Capitals in the first round, not the Buffalo Sabres. And it's kind of interesting that the Rangers will have a lot to say about that because their last game is against the Washington Capitals.
Careful what you wish for, is what they always say.
Yep. Now we have a whistle, and will be a face-off with a 13-11 to go in the game. And 44 seconds to go on the penalty. Dan Biles.
That Dan and Dan blooper show was pretty good. I got to tell you, I was getting some chuckles up here.
And you heard them saying, we have speed. We've got speed. And that's something that they say, meaning the tape is rolling up to the proper speed to record.
I didn't know what they were talking about.
You know, that's what that means, Bob. We have speed.
And I don't know what's going on the ice right now.
And I know one thing, the Penguins have got to hear that word all the time. Here's a little history for you. You see the multiple Art Ross Trophy winners, and Evgeny Malkin is about ready to win his second. And the Penguins are about ready to have their 14th Art Ross Trophy winner in the history of their franchise. And there are a lot of teams that have had no scoring champions, and the Penguins will have a 14th this year.
There it is. The banners hanging high above Consol Energy Center. Be nice to put Malkin under Malkin in the NHL scoring titles.
Looking at the history of Art Ross winners, actually going back to a long way, there are several teams with just one. There aren't any that didn't have any. Ottawa, the Islanders, Tampa Bay, Colorado, Calgary. Those teams have had only one, as I can see, maybe two for the Islanders.
Some glass on the ice right now that they're cleaning up, and they have the Zamboni doors closed.
In any event, an embarrassment of riches for the Penguins, Bob, and it's just great to see that the Pens, Evgeny Malkin is going to get rewarded again. And of course, he might also take home the Hart Trophy. We have face-off coming up to the right of Marc-Andre Fleury.
Another one. That one was blocked by Jordan Staal out of play. Jordan Staal taking one off the boot. A big shot by Dan Girardi. So Staal will want to win this face-off if he can against Boyle. A good face-off, man.
Jordan Staal gets those big long legs churning, and now he shoots it, and it's off the arm of Biron and over the goal. He had Adams cutting in. He shot it himself. And now Boyle, 6'7", dumps it in below the goal line. Letang had a stick on it. Staal gets it and clears it.
It's amazing to me. Staal has been so good on that face-off, that penalty-killing face-off in his own zone. Last couple of games, we've seen him go straight out with the puck, shooting it out. That time, he skated it all the way out from the face-off and had a great opportunity on Biron.
He almost surprised Biron with that shot. He just got a piece of it on a shorthanded opportunity, and now Girardi back with the puck. Cook on him as the Penguins are back at full strength. 28 shots for Pittsburgh, 22 for the Rangers. And the Penguins lead at 3-1. And straight. Crosby whips it rink wide. Kunitz rips it rink wide for Malkin. Now the left side for Straight. Chips it along the boards, and Dubinsky able to clear it to the line. Kunitz can't hold it in. And here come the Rangers. Brandon Dubinsky with Crosby chasing. Reaches around him to poke it off his stick. He got it back and dumped it behind the Penguins goal, and Fleury up the wall. Staal over to play it on the backhand behind the net. Callahan. Crosby checking him diligently. Malkin to Sid, and right back to Gino. An offside call. Kunitz doesn't like it. But the Penguins are offside, entering the attacking zone.
Jordan Staal, that creativity on the faceoff, that battle, and that power. That one as well. There are the standings in the Eastern Conference updated. You know, if the Penguins win, Philadelphia doesn't have a chance for that home ice.
No, they don't.
So take care of business here with 11:30 left on the clock and up by 2.
just amazed at all the possibilities that still exist with only 2 games remaining. Must be tough on the people who plan travel. Who are we going to play and where? Malkin trying to work it in front. Frankie Bonomo has that job for the Penguins. Look out. Kunis behind the defense. Crosby couldn't get on the puck. He'll go in and get it, though. Malkin's in front. Score! That's 49 for Gino.
And 100 spank pass that eludes the stick of Kunitz. He looks around so that he knows exactly where he's going when he gets this puck. And Gino goes 5-hole on Biron. McDonough could not deny Evgeny Malkin. Great play by Kunitz. Looking over the left shoulder. Girardi, he couldn't get stick on puck. Just a really good play all the way around. There they are, Mr. and Mrs. Malkin and Gino. Yes, he's got 49.
And Malkamania continues. That's 200 assists for Chris Kunitz. The milestones keep on coming. And now Delzato to the puck. Up the wall for Adams, who dumps it back in behind for Pickle. Hit the referee with it. Vitale, dash it back to Vitale. Out to the right point. Engelland, a slap shot, and locked away to the corner. Asher behind the net. Pass eludes Engelland. Saw Mr. and Mrs. Malkin celebrating Gino's goal. Every goal he scores is a career high. He's never hit 50, and he needs one to do that. And he's now got 107 points on the season to lead the NHL. 12-point lead over the second-place man, Steven Stamkos. Loose around the side of the net, Artem Anisimov. And the fans cheering Gino, MVP. A bouncing puck and a save made by Fleury after Strawman let it go from long range. Behind the net, Stepan. Good read over there, though. Richard Park. Good defensive positioning there to break up the play. And now the Penguins cleaning up their own house. Paul Martin ahead to Dupuis. Soft pass to Chris Letang into the Ranger zone. Letang trying to barge around Mark Stahl. Two of the NHL's premier young defensemen battling right now. Letang against Mark Stahl. Letang's in deep on the play. Now getting back into defensive position. Stahl gave it away to the Penguins' Eric Tangradi. And he shovels one towards the net. Now he'll head to the bench. Anton Strawman takes it.
We may have our playoff matchup tonight, Staggy, with a Penguin victory, and the Flyers pick up 1 point. I believe that will solidify the 5th spot for them, and the Devils will be in 6th, regardless of what they do.
Yes. Paul Alexander mentioned to me today, and I had forgotten that the Penguins, the year they beat the Flyers in the first round on the way to winning the Stanley Cup, had been swept by the Philadelphia Flyers that year in the regular season. The Flyers beat them in every single game. The Penguins ended up beating them in the first round. So regular season results don't mean a whole lot. I think from a psychological standpoint, the one thing that Flyers might have their advantage is that they have still not lost a game here at Consol Energy Center. That could end on Saturday. And the one guy who might have a little bit of an edge, and there's a good save by Fleury on Delzato, is goaltender Sergei Bobrovsky. If he plays, but I don't know if he's going to play. That's the weird question. Isn't that always the question for the Flyers? It is a team awards night here at Consol Energy Center, and the Players Player Award to Brooks Orpik, presented by Highmark Senior Vice President, Pennsylvania Market, John Frisora. That's the Highmark Players Player Award, voted on by the players, to Brooks Orpik. And then the MVP, Evgeny Malkin. That one sponsored by Consol Energy, and Senior Vice President and General Counsel Steve Johnson presented that. There's a list of all the award winners. Matt Cook, Masterton, the Good Guy Award, Baz Bastien Memorial Awards, and Marc-Andre Fleury and Pascal Dupuis. And you saw the others. And congratulations to all the players who won those awards tonight. And they've been presented during the game, during commercial breaks here in the arena. And we get an offside call. Take another look closely at some of the other award winners while we got an opportunity. Memorial Community Service Awards with Evgeny Malkin. We raised a lot of money for the victims of the plane crash in Yaroslavl before the start of the NHL season.
Where's the unsung hero? Well, I'm giving it to Pascal Dupuis.
Me too. That's our award. That's your award, Bob?
I agree with you. I'm giving it to Pascal Dupuis, unsung hero award. 16 in a row. Points in 16 straight games. Are you kidding me?
There's no better example of an unsung hero than Pascal Dupuis this year, that's for sure. There's Sidney Crosby with it now. And he'll dump it to the corner of Genny Malkin in against Boyle.
It's such an unsung, award winner, Staggy. They don't even have an award for unsung anymore. That's how unsung it is.
Now Fleury stops it behind the net for Chris Letang. But I'm glad you sung it, Bob. You sung his praises, and we appreciate it. Now puck is sent to the net, scooped up by Marty Biron, and a whistle blows.
Let's do our Subway sandwich right now. I think that I know who this one's going to go to, and he's won a lot of our Subway sandwich awards this season, and that is Brooks Orpik. Stepping. And that was, he really stepped into him right there. He got a lot of force. He's having a good time right now as the Penguins are up by 3 with 7:04 left.
No more icy stare. Now he's got the big smile, Bob. Then he faces the Brooks Orpik. Yep.
Until next shift, until he gets on the ice.
Dupuis got a stick on the puck, and now Mitchell over to take it and dump it up into the Penguins zone. The Penguins up by 3. You know, the Rangers have allowed more than 4 goals only twice all year. I looked it up before the game. One of them was that 5-2 win by the Penguins in New York in mid-March, and Biron was in goal for that. That's how good they've been defensively all season long.
And Lundqvist was sick in that game. He was in the morning skate, but he didn't dress for the game.
Penguins really had their sights on catching the Rangers, but give the Rangers credit. Coming into the night's game, 7-2 in their last 9 games. They turned it on to seal it up. Stahl with a shot down low, and it goes through Fleury and wide of the net. Mark Stahl almost scored there. And fortunately, the puck stayed out, and Fleury's got it in his glove now.
Well, the Penguins were in defensive posture, and Tangradi caught an edge right at the blue line. He fell down, and that gives the defenseman Stahl a little bit of room there to keep on trucking. And there he is, carrying the mail a little bit more. Stahl just getting his feet wet as he's back from the concussion. Half a season he's played, but still, it takes a while. He missed a long period of time.
Stepan works into the corner. Ryan Callahan, the captain of the Rangers, has had a great year. Works it in below the goal line for Artem Anisimov. Artem Anisimov turning to the net, steered away by Fleury. A penalty coming up here against the Penguins. And so the Rangers will get a power play opportunity when we return, down by 3 goals to the Penguins.
It's not easy being a fan. It's not supposed to be. It's a commitment that requires dedication, desire, and heart. Its peaks are supreme. Its valleys are trying. Being a fan isn't just about the thrill of triumph. It's far more demanding than that. If being a fan were easy, it wouldn't be great.
This game break will take you back to Philadelphia. Again, the Sabres fighting for their playoff lives. The Flyers fighting for some playoff seeding. And it's Matt Reed who comes in, beats Ryan Miller, and the Flyers once down 1-0 lead, now 2-1.
Well, there's your standings. Washington clinches a playoff berth if they defeat Florida and Buffalo loses to Philly in regulation. Florida would clinch the Southeast, the number 3 seed, if they get 1 point against Washington. Lots of possibilities. The beautiful part is we don't have to wait all that long to find out what they all are going to be, because it's going to all be over on Saturday evening.
And it looks like the Penguins, it's appearing to me who the opponent's going to be. Those Philadelphia Flyers.
That'll be the sixth time, Bob.
It's quite a build-up for that playoff series, and couple top-scoring teams in the National Hockey League are going to have to face off against each other in the first round.
That'll be the 10th series coming up between two 100-point teams. That is rare that a team that gets 100 points or more in a season gets eliminated in the first round, but it's going to happen. Somebody is. And that's one of the downsides of the format as it's slayed out. Now we got an injury here. Stepan got hit going over the blue line, and he's hurt.
And I wasn't sure.
And that's a big loss for the Rangers if he's unable to come back from this.
Well,
big loss.
Brooks Orpik stepped up on Stepan here right at the blue line. I don't know if he went out of his path, caught it out of the corner of my eye, and I don't know if he tried to make a move at the last second. Evidently he did, and I know we'll get a look at it here, and Brooks Orpik's going to go to the box. Stepan's still on all fours right now, just inside the Penguins' blue line. Let's take a look here. Stepan carrying the puck, tries to go inside, and a knee-on-knee there. Unfortunately for both players, Orpik's going to the locker room, so he's been thrown out of this hockey game.
Is that knee on knee, Bob?
That's
right
knee
on the knee.
That's knee on knee, and
I mean, was it on Stepan's knee for sure?
Not for sure on Stepan's knee. I was more looking at Brooks's knee, so I'd have to take one more look at it.
I took a look at it. I think maybe he might have been. That might be one of those Charlie horse type things where you get it up a little higher. Boom.
Oh boy. Ouch. If it is, he's very fortunate. You cut across with a defenseman moving up like that. He got off the ice and got off the ice by himself, Stepan, so that's a great sign. He stayed on the bench. That's a good sign for all involved, I'll tell you that right now. He's got a smile on his face. And Brooks Orpik's got 5 minutes, and I really don't disagree with the call.
Well, this is why, like I saw Glenn say there between periods, the general manager of the Rangers, and he said, I hate games like this.
Yeah.
I know guys, he's just afraid guys are going to get hurt. I mean, the game in the grand scheme of things doesn't mean a whole lot. You don't want to be losing players like Derek Stepan, who's one of your better offensive guys.
Yeah, he cuts inside, and Brooks, when you come up there to meet a guy like Brooks Orpik did, it's going to be a 5-on-3 right now. Like, Brooks has got nowhere to go, and it's a reactionary move. We've seen that many times with a defenseman if somebody cuts left or right when he's stationary.
5-on-3. Park serves the penalty to Orpik. Centering pass. Fleury right there to stop Gabrick. He did not bury it. Fleury got over there first, and now Cook takes off. Girardi's back. Matt Cook with a shot right past the earlobes of Marty Girardi, bringing it up off the glass. And an offside call now. So Adams carried it in. Boy, that was a wicked shot by Cook. Our Miller Lite Taste Greatness moment.
Yeah, that save. You remember that save, don't you? Wow. Big save on Gabrick by Fleury. Another big save out here on the 5-on-3. You think they'll pull the netminder. Down by 3.
Miller time, brought to you by Miller Lite. Now here's Richards. Dogged by Cook. Drops it back. Girardi with it. 9 seconds to go on the 5-on-3. Richards. Delzato. Gabrick. Pass for Girardi, broken up. Racing over to play it. The man who broke it up, Craig Adams. Ahead of Letang out of the penalty box. Letang to the goal. He lost the puck.
Oh, he tried to curl it back to the forehand from the backhand.
Gabrick down the wing. Shoots it down low. And the save made by Fleury. Look at Letang swooping in to get it and take off again with it. Letang surrounded by white jerseys. Oh, boy, he almost got himself through the gauntlet. Now to the end boards.
That was fun to see. Letang could have brought the building down had he had scored there. Gabrick took a shot at Letang. Letang flying. Look at that speed. I think he could play forward for that kind of offensive talent.
Dubinsky leaves it for Boyle. Cross ice. Stahl with a good stick. Deflected it away. And the fans enjoying this one. 4-1 the score. The Penguins killed a 5-on-3, but now they've got 3:25 remaining on the major penalty. The Brooks Orpik being served by Richard Park.
I love the stick range resources illustration. There is Chris Letang coming out of the box, and here it comes. Puck's going to go up. Look at the speed. From a standstill, tries to bring it back to the forehand at the last second. And here come the Penguins again.
Stahl shoots it off a stick. Dupuis taps it to the far corner. Dubinsky's going to get there for the Rangers. 3:09 to go on the major penalty for Neem. And a game misconduct for Brooks Orpik as well. Boyle. Martin bounces it all the way down. Mark Stahl, Dan Girardi, Artem Anisimov, Brandon Dubinsky, and Brian Boyle on the ice for the Rangers. Greg Adams. Joe Vitale can't take the puck. Shot by Girardi, stopped by Fleury. Rebound, they score. Brian Boyle jumped on the loose puck and jammed it behind Fleury, and the Rangers are back on the board to make it 4-2, and they've still got 2:35 to work with in the major penalty.
6'7" Boyle. I think it was him that got the last stick on it. The Rangers get the puck back. All the Penguins have collapsed, trying to take bodies and sticks. Wasn't sure if it hit Boyle or Boyle certainly got a stick on it. Did it hit Anisimov as well? There's one, and who knows? It might have clanked off the stick of Anisimov, quite possibly, but it was really the initiation of the Boyle backhand that lofted the puck into that net. We'll determine later on if it was 22 or 42.
And if it is Boyle, that's his 5th goal in the last 8 games.
The big body. He's a good hockey player for this team.
Stahl trying to drag it to the net. Girardi cleared it back to center ice, and Chris Letang has it there. Still 2:21 to work with for the Rangers. Here's Stahl with it. Shoots it to the glove of Biron. The Rangers can get another one. They make this very interesting.
As many as you can on a 5-minute power play. You can fill the net. Here comes Biron. He's off.
Delzato drops it off to Callahan. Empty net. Extra attacker on. Centering pass off a leg. Brad Richards will go back and get it. He'll carry it up ice on this Ranger power play. 6-on-5 with the Rangers. There's Dubinsky. 6-on-4, I beg your pardon. It says 5. Here's the play at the point now. Dubinsky with it. Girardi at the point. Delzato at the opposite point. He's got the puck in the circle. Shoots it wide of the goal.
What are they cheering? Fleury? They want him to shoot it for this empty net?
Not a bad idea. Delzato with it. Dubinsky feeds it behind the net. Callahan banks it off the side of the cage, gets it back. 1 minute to go in the 3rd period. Shot by Girardi, and boy, Fleury saw that at the very last second. Able to corral it and freeze it.
And he tried to put the puck down, but McCulloch got in his way. He was going to shoot it to the empty net. He gloved it, put it down, realized it wasn't the appropriate time. Take a look. Girardi, the flex and the stick. He's going to glove this. Watch him. He's going to put it down. McCulloch's going to get in his way. Put it down quickly. He's going to shoot it, but no, I'm going to just collect it back in here. It wasn't quite the right time with Gaborik poaching there right on the doorstep. Timeout.
6-on-4 for the Rangers. With the goaltender pulled, they have a power play for another minute 16, a major penalty. And they're going to discuss it and see if they can get themselves back to within 1 here.
So the Rangers with the timeout here, face-off. You can see the puck on the ice right now. The linesmen leave it there for the fans. It's to the left of Marc-Andre Fleury, this face-off.
Well, the Philadelphia Flyers have defeated the Buffalo Sabres.
There you go. So Philadelphia 103 with that victory tonight. And only 1 game remaining. The Flyers 103 now with 1 game remaining for Philadelphia.
The Penguins are looking to make it 106. And they win the faceoff, and Letang dumps it to the empty net. It goes in. The one thing you can do when you're short-handed is shoot it from behind the red line and not worry about icing the puck. And Letang shot it right into the empty cage from way out of center ice. The bouncing puck makes it 5-2.
All starts with a face-off in the defensive zone. There's Jordan Staal with that long reach and battle. Then Chris Letang just jumps up and picks that puck up before Gaborik can. That's just being hungrier. Good instincts for Chris Letang, and a nice loft, and he wins the car.
Well, he didn't get one earlier when he had almost made that great move in front of Biron, but he gets the empty netter, and the Penguins have a 3-goal lead again with 1:01 to go on the penalty to Park. That'll never get that far because we're down to 34 seconds remaining in the third period. And the Pittsburgh Penguins with another 5-2 score on the board. A lot of those lately. Here's Fedotenko shooting off the shoulder of Fleury.
You ready for the battle? Or
we're going to see the first of we don't know how many, but the Penguins and Flyers will meet on Saturday in the final regular season game. Fleury reaches out and freezes it.
Which won't be
it could be the first of 8.
Well, and it really doesn't mean anything. It's not fighting for any position.
No, in fact, that would be really a surprise if the Penguins don't keep a lot of their star players out of that game on Saturday.
Malkin's going to be stuck at 49. We'll see. Maybe he'll play power plays. It's going to be very interesting to see how both teams play this game on the weekend.
McDonald's player of the game is Marc-Andre Fleury. 226 career wins, ties the team record that was held by Tom Barrasso, and is still held because they're tied. And will Fleury play the final game on Saturday against the Flyers? That remains to be seen. I think there will be a lot of questions about who will be in the lineup on Saturday, but the Penguins have clinched the home ice advantage in the first round of the Stanley Cup playoffs. They're going to play the Philadelphia Flyers, and just be ready. We'll have the playoffs for you here on Root Sports, the first round. The next game for the Penguins is Saturday at 4 p.m. on NBC. The playoffs start next week. Go to rootsports.com for dates and game times. And stay tuned for the Starkist Penguins postgame show coming right up.